Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Pauline and I'm a physical therapist and you are watching Clinical Sprinkles. Today I'm going to be sharing my personal statement. So I applied to PT school in 2013, which feels like so long ago. I applied during my senior year of college, and so I was full-time student, working part-time, and submitted my application to PTCAS, which is the application for students who want to go to a physical therapy school. So everyone's timeline is going to be a little different. I wanted to go straight into school right after college, and so I had to apply my senior year. And stick around to the end because I will also share some tips on how to make your personal statement better. So I will share a little disclaimer. I went to go look for my personal statement and my computer died within the first 3 weeks of PT school. Yeah, which kind of sucks. My final draft of my PT essay, I think, was backed up on my computer. So what I found instead was, through my email, I had sent it to a couple other people to read, and so I found a draft of my essay, and I think that's the closest that I was able to find since my computer died with my actual final copy. I was fortunate enough to get into PT school my first time around. I worked my butt off in school, just like every single other PT applicant needs to do. I was involved in a ton of extracurriculars. I didn't have the strongest GPA, which is another reason why I think the personal statement is so important for people who are applying, because if you don't have a spectacular GPA, I mean, being a physical therapist is academic, you do need to be book smart, but you also have to be really good with people. So I think the fact that you have a well-rounded application will make you a really strong candidate. Looking back at, what my application entailed, I worked part-time, I had leadership positions throughout campus in extracurricular clubs. Also, I was a facility manager at my rec center, so our school gym. Worked part-time there, and so I just balanced and juggled a lot of things. I was involved in a lot of things on campus, and I think my personal statement added on top of that. Also, I don't think my GRE score was super awesome. I took an online GRE prep course, so I'm sure it was fine, but I only took it once. GRE, extracurriculars, GPA, personal statement, observation hours, letters of recommendation. There are so many ways that you can build your application for PTCAS, and I highly recommend you try to make every facet of it as strong as you can. Give it your best effort. Otherwise, you have to wait a whole nother year to apply again, which I'm sure you guys already know that. Now is finally the time to get to my essay. So I'm going to start off by reading the prompt. The prompt was, describe your decision-making process in choosing physical therapy as a career choice versus other healthcare careers. I'm kind of nervous to read this to you guys. Okay, here we go. Okay. Entering college, I was a typical student with an undeclared major and a diverse course load for my first term. Experimenting with classes and taking up opportunities offered by my school were only my first steps toward my career decision. I became motivated to work in the health profession, specifically physical therapy, because of my personal experience with what rehabilitation can accomplish, working with other people, and building interpersonal relationships and the outcomes the profession offers. Pretty good. Strong intro. A few years ago, my grandma had suffered from a stroke, and my family and I flew out to visit her. Approximately a month after her stroke, she was already going through rehabilitation. Rehab was conducted with the guidance of a physiotherapist 3 times a week. Throughout the 4 weeks we spent with her, we watched her practice and do strengthening exercises to help regain grip strength in her left hand. The first week we saw her, she could barely lift her arm on command. By the last week we were there, she was able to hold a cup and bring it to her lips to take a sip of water. This moment was one of the most inspirational moments of my life because it demonstrated the idea that hard work and dedication can bring a person to reach his or her goals. It is a motto that I personally strive to implement in my own life. I reflected on that moment when I was exploring careers and I knew physical therapy was right for me. Physical therapy is a unique career because patients are empowered through guidance and given an outlet for creative ideas concerning exercises and treatment plans. I am actively involved in several organizations throughout campus and enjoy working with new people. Physical therapy gives me the opportunity to interact with a number of patients and build relationships with them. The moment I saw my grandma take her first sip of water independently, I knew I wanted to help people in similar situations reach their goals. I want to be the person to give second chances to patients, allowing them to take their first steps again. I want to help guide patients to functional success. Physical therapy provides results where progress can be seen. While observing with physical therapists, I have seen patients improve dramatically from their baseline over numerous sessions. This profession offers tangible and impressive results. I want to be able to share success with others after working with them. It also has a focus on the musculoskeletal system, which I am particularly fascinated by. Last spring, I was fortunate enough to participate in human cadaver dissection, where my appreciation for the function and ability of the musculoskeletal system increased tenfold. I declared human physiology as my major to support my career goal to become a physical therapist. In addition, I have completed over 130 hours of observation hours, solidifying my passion to become a physical therapist. The therapists I shadowed were great role models, and they showed me just how stimulating, motivating, yet challenging the profession is. The challenge comes with every new patient, and as well as a new opportunity to learn. Physical therapy is a field that constantly is developing and changing, which gives me the opportunity to gain more knowledge about treatment to support others. I am no longer a typical college student. I have grown into a leader, a hard worker, and a person who is very passionate about this field. I'm ready to dedicate my efforts into succeeding as an exceptional physical therapist. Wow. Actually, looking back on it, I feel like I did a pretty good job. I'm impressed at, this is my story of where and why I got into PT, and it's kind of cool to reflect back on what drove me to be a PT and my passions and wanting to be a hard worker and a lifelong learner. All that is in here. So tips for other people who are applying for PTCAS or for PT school in general. So I use my experiences as tools to kind of further explain my experience and emotions behind those experiences. My big takeaways from those is showing versus telling. For example, I even stated that I completed 130 observation hours, but I didn't just say what settings I did, because they already have all that information in your application. So rather what I did, I have completed over 130 hours of observation hours, solidifying my passion to become a physical therapist. The therapists I shadowed were great role models, and they showed me how stimulating, motivating, and yet challenging the profession is. So it's I showed what those 130 hours gave me, not the fact that I just did the 130 hours to check off a box, but what I really pulled from those experiences. When you're going through your personal statement, I'd ask myself, if you're going the next level, if you're kind of taking your emotions and really showing the reader why you're so passionate about it, this is your opportunity to shine, and make sure you make the most of it. Thank you all for listening to my personal statement. It was really cool for me to go back and read it. I'm so proud that I am where I'm at now. I still have that passion and that drive to be the best physical therapist that I can be for my patients and for myself. So I want to go home at the end of the day and feel really good about the work that I did. I never want to settle to be just the bare minimum. I always want to learn, and I think it's really cool as a self-reflection for myself that I feel like I was able to keep that up after all these years. I do want to highlight that I offer personal statement consulting, so that means that I will go through and edit your essay and make sure the content is solid, pulling and asking questions to you about, hey, could you make this part a little stronger by doing this, or maybe you can reword the sentence and make it kind of like this, or if you even need help with creating an outline for next year or whatever year you're ready to apply, I can help you with that. I have it under my website as personal statement coaching. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on my Instagram. I'm going to link that below so that you can find me, send me a direct message, and we can talk about some options. I feel really confident in helping others with their personal statement, and I have done that in the past with other people as well, and they have successfully gotten into their programs. You'll be able to read those on my testimonials on my website as well. I'm just really grateful to be able to read through that again. I don't know if this was my final draft, to be honest, but whatever that was, I think was pretty good. I think it was pretty good. If you liked what you heard, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future episoepisodes. I share things for pre-PTs, student PTs, and current PTs. So, all things physical therapy. If there's a topic you want to hear more about, also send me a message or leave them in the comments below.